Gentlemen, we start our next press briefing. Right now we will talk with Viktor, Deputy Head of the State Security Service of Ukraine. Viktor will update us on the plan of terrorists to shoot down the Aeroflot plane on July 17 this year. Шановні пані і панове, ми розпочинаємо наш наступний прес-брифінг, і вже зараз я запрошую до слова пана Віктора Ягуна, заступника голови Служби безпеки України. Пан Віктор проінформує нас про плани терористів збити цивільний літак Аерофлоту, і мало це відбутися 17 липня. Прошу вас, пане Віктор.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to once again inform you of the situation that was told about by the head of the Security Service of Ukraine, Valentin Nalyvaichenko, in a close circle about the alleged plans of terrorists for the 17th of July this year. In the course of investigation of Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777 downing, the law enforcement and intelligence bodies established that terrorists and militants have cynically planned the terrorist attack at Aeroflot's civil aircraft AFL 2074 Moscow Larnica, which was at the same time flying over the territory of Ukraine. This crime was planned to trigger the bringing of Russian troops to Russia, casus belli, for the Russian military invasion. According to official Ukrainian data, July 17, 2014, at the same time, following the filed request for aircraft clearance, there were two international air flights crossing the airspace over Ukraine, AS-17 plane of Malaysia Airlines and AFL 2074 of Aeroflot. The routes of the mentioned international flights were approaching the sky over Donetsk. At 4:09 p.m. in the area of Novomykolаivka town, the routes of the mentioned flights crossed. It is worth mentioning that the flight specifications of the aircrafts was almost identical. The Malaysian aircraft flew at a height of 10,100 meters at a speed 909 kilometers per hour, while the Russian one at a height of 10,600 meters at a speed 768 kilometers per hour. At 4 hours 20 minutes p.m. nearby Pervomayskoye village, near Torres, terrorists shot down the Malaysian jet, which then crashed near Grabovo, Donetsk region. According to the intercepts that were made public before, Buk missile launcher was set nearby Pervomayskoye village. The namesake village is located about 20 kilometers to the northeast from Donetsk. The terrorists, most of them were not locals. They were Russian mercenaries and misrecognized the namesake villages and moved the other way. The odd route of the Buk missile launcher proves that the system crossed the Russia-Ukraine border in Lugansk region, then it was moved westward to Donetsk, and afterwards moved back to the border between Donetsk and Lugansk regions. By setting up the Buk missile system in Pervomayskoye village, located to the west from Donetsk, and taking into consideration the military specifications of the weapons, the terrorists could have shot down the Russian civilian jetliner with its further crashing on the Ukrainian territory controlled by the ATO forces. In that case, Russia would receive an opportunity to accuse the Ukrainian authorities of downing the Russian plane, assaulting the Russian citizens, and use it as a proof of the invasion. I would like to say that in the course of investigation, when we really didn't have the whole lot of information that was provided, has just been provided to you, we were aware that already on July 18, militants were waiting for the introduction of Russian armed forces to the territory of Ukraine. The Russian militants and militaries are concentrated nearby the Ukrainian borders, and they are planning. Vasil, the militant, states that they have to defend their positions for 2 days, and then the Russian forces will be brought into Ukraine. There has to be a very good justification for that. For example, the accusation of Ukrainian power for killing Russians. I want to underscore that the terrorist act was planned against Russian nationals who were with their children going on vacation. This is once again confirmed by the information aggression from the launched by the Russian mass media. The Russian side was massively publishing information on shelling Russian territory by Ukrainian military forces from the territory of Ukraine. Alongside with that, the first information on the downing of a plane provided by the Russian media was not only accusing Ukrainian authorities of downing the plane, but it was also drawing the analog with the shooting down of an airplane over the Black Sea nearby the Russian Federation, which took place in, if I'm not mistaken, 2002 or 2006. This is all that I wanted to tell you. If there are any questions, I'm ready to answer them.
Скажіть, будь ласка, чи є
Tell us, please, if there are any other proofs on movement of Buk missile launcher in accordance with the photos taken in Snizhny Donetsk, because at present we have evidences provided by the witnesses that Buk left Donetsk at around 9 or 10 o'clock. Yeah, we do have some additional evidence, which are once again based on the information provided by the locals, who directly or by phone provide their testimonies, and they are ready to prove that. I would like to underscore that the information provided by the witnesses corresponds our reports on the arrival of Buk, on its movement, on its leaving the territory of Ukraine. When a trailer that was moving Buk was pictured, we managed to find out that there is a producer, the son of the producer and the owner of the trailer, the phone number on it. We now have information that this trailer was seized by the militants. We have provided this information to international experts and law enforcers. So we cannot state that there is some additional information. We are accumulating the reports of the witnesses. Darren Nitko, Сегодня UA. Could you please state if there are documentary evidence of the movement of Buk, where it is now located? I would like to underscore once again, we have directly documented facts that are approved by the reports of Ukrainian nationals, saying that at some time it was taken into Ukraine and then left Ukraine. And we say now that it is allegedly in Russia now. I do not want to make presumptions, but I think that it is already destroyed. Another question. This information has already been published by the Security Service of Ukraine. Have you already relayed it to your foreign colleagues? What are you going to do with it next? we have already used this information, and in accordance to the agreement signed with international supervisors from the Netherlands, Australia, and US, this information was forwarded to them. I do not want to say that these are undoubtful evidences, but we are saying that it might be one of the elements of what took part at that time, at that place. What about the reaction of Russia? I do not pay too much attention to it. I know that with the help of satellite imagery, we managed to prove that Russian side was providing misinformation to the public. And with the help of satellite imagery, we managed to underscore that the international community accepted our proofs. They agree with us. The Russian position is weak because it is using the satellite imagery, obtained from the Russian satellites that cannot be checked. But we are using the imagery provided by the commercial satellites. Each and every entity can get access to them in order to see whether they are right or wrong. Do you have any additional information on the number of people on board of that flight? Our people were saying like there were about 250 people, almost the same number as was on the Malaysian Air flight. Fifth channel in Narodik. Do I get it right that you are providing a hypothesis? Is it a theory or version of what happened? Do you have any additional proofs, telephone intercepts or whatsoever? Let's put it this way. Everything that can be proved, everything that we can state as a truth, well, that is the responsibility of the court. Everything we could do, the phone intercepts as well, we've provided to the international community. If they take it into consideration, then they'll do that. If they don't, they won't. You see that we cannot even get an access to the plane crash site. However, the final resolution of this situation will take place when those people who were ordering the shooting down of the plane would be apprehended. I think that this version is pretty reliable because there are some proofs. Could you please tell us, did the terrorists know which exactly plane were they about to shoot? I do want to underscore that according to our information, the working level mercenaries had no idea what was going on, because as a rule, by using manpads or stationary missile launchers, half-stationed ones, they are supposed to know what is the target. I want to reassure you that military aircrafts were not supposed to conduct flights over that territory during that day and the day after. I'm talking about Il-76, huge military airplanes as well. I would like to say that our version is that the mercenaries didn't know exactly what were they doing. Thank you very much, Mr. Viktor, for the information. Viktor Yahun, Deputy Head of the Security Service of Ukraine, on the alleged plans of the militants. The Speaker of the National Security and Defense Council will take floor at 5.